Nikki Haley is attending a private campaign fundraiser in the Lone Star State today, with a South Carolina GOP primary just a little bit over a week away. CBS News campaign reporter Taurean Small has been following the election for us. He's there in South Carolina. Hey there, Taurean, good to talk to you. So tell us about Nikki Haley being in Texas fundraising there, rather than focusing maybe all of her attention on South Carolina in these last couple of days.
Yeah, Lana, I think the plan here is to continue to gas up this campaign through the next contest beyond South Carolina. Nikki Haley knows that she might not be able to win her home state, but she's looking to close the gap. How she would do that is by doing what she's been doing so far, which is being a pretty proficient fundraiser. Just within 48 hours of the New Hampshire primary, she raised about $3 million. In the month of January, she brought in just over $16 million. The goal here is to convince donors that she still is a credible candidate, and in part by doing so, by raising more money and staying in. CBS News asked her last week just how long she's going to stay in this primary for. She said the goal is to at least make it through Super Tuesday. How she does this so far has been by continuing to raise money and be the only candidate not named Trump still in this race.
Well, Taurean, as you say, Haley has really been bringing in the cash for these fundraising numbers, but that financial boost isn't necessarily translating into poll numbers. What's the disconnect?
Yeah, I think Nikki Haley is starting to realize, maybe taking off those rose-tinted glasses, just how there isn't necessarily a correlation between being governor in this state and being popular in this state. Donald Trump has essentially become the hometown favorite here, in part because the party is now in his image. Lots of voters, Republican voters I talked to, say that they're uninterested in this race, looking at this race from a statewide perspective. This is a national race to them. And when it comes to record, they much rather favored Donald Trump's than Nikki Haley's. One other thing I want to talk about, I talked to Senator Katrina Shealy a week ago. She's one of the few members of the state legislature that's backing Senator former Governor Haley. And the thing that she said that really stood out to me was Nikki Haley, when she was governor, was effective in her mind, but she also didn't necessarily make friends in the legislature. Some of the moves that she made, like putting their votes on the record, making them more transparent, pushing Republicans back on some of their agenda items, has left a sour taste in the mouth, which is why we're seeing so many Republicans, prominent Republicans here, backing Donald Trump over Nikki Haley.
Taurean, another major issue has been about mental sharpness. And the former president, Donald Trump, he actually appeared to mix up former Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Nikki Haley last month because he blamed Haley for security failures at the Capitol on January 6th. Obviously, the former UN ambassador had nothing to do with security at the U.S. Capitol. But then we heard from Trump last night that he did that on purpose. What was his explanation for that? And how are voters feeling on these questions about age?
There's certainly an interesting spin on what appeared to have been a gaffe before, but he said just like Nancy Pelosi, in his mind he believes Nikki Haley is a snake, which is why he confused the two. What voters are saying, though, they don't really care, at least Donald Trump supporters. They don't really care about these gaffes or these mix-ups or whatever. They still think that Donald Trump is the person, no matter what he says or does on the trail so far, will impact their decision.
All right, Taurean Small, thank you.